Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, buckle up because the NFL landscape is buzzing right now with some seismic shifts that could totally reshape the NFC South. And more specifically, the Atlanta Falcons' chances of making a deep playoff run. The whispers coming out of league circles and echoed by insiders like Adam Schefter point to a blockbuster trade that might just be the move the Falcons need to elevate their defense and get over the hump. And no, we're not talking about just any player. This could be the kind of move that turns the tide of the entire division and possibly the NFC itself. So what's the scoop? Well, according to sources close to the league, the Cleveland Browns, currently sitting at 3-9, are engaging in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their season has been a roller coaster with a disappointing quarterback performance from Deshaun Watson, who's got a 72, for rating below expectations, and a defense that's leaking points, giving up an average of 5 points per game. They're in a tough spot, especially as they look to clear cap space and focus on building for the future. And that's where the Falcons come into the picture. Rumor has it that Cleveland is willing to ship out their star pass rusher, Myles Garrett, in a bold move to acquire some draft capital and reshape their roster. Now, hold on, because this isn't just a simple trade. This is a game changer. The Browns are reportedly offering the Falcons a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with a third-round pick in 2027 in exchange for Garrett. That's a substantial haul, and it signals Cleveland's intent to go full rebuild, possibly tanking to secure a top draft pick next year. The Browns' front office seems to be betting on the idea that stockpiling picks and shifting focus to offensive line and other areas will pay off in the long run. For Cleveland, parting ways with Garrett, who's been the anchor of their defense, marks a significant shift. They're essentially saying, let's tear it down now and build back better. For the Falcons, on the other hand, this could be exactly what they've been waiting for. Myles Garrett, at just 29 years old, is a game wrecker. We're talking about a guy with a career total of 98, 5 sacks, who's been consistently dominant when healthy. His PFF pass rush grade hovers around 91.6, and he's been among the top defenders in the league when it comes to generating pressure. Just look at his numbers from this season: 12 games, 35 solo tackles, 14 assists, and an impressive 19 sacks for 127 yards. His ability to disrupt the quarterback is elite, and he's proven time and again that he can be a difference maker on the line. Myles Garrett is not just a pass rusher. He's a true disruptor, someone who commands double teams, creates turnovers, and can change the course of a game instantly. His weekly grades from PFF are consistently high. His Week 12 grade was 92.8, and he's been averaging around 3-1 pressures per game, numbers that project to around 25 sacks over a full season if he stays healthy. And let's not forget, he's been remarkably durable, missing only a couple of games this season due to a hamstring injury. When you combine his raw talent with his high-pressure rate, it's clear that adding Garrett to the Falcons' defensive front could instantly transform them into a top-tier pass rush unit. This move comes at a perfect time for Atlanta, especially now that they're fighting to stay in the playoff hunt. The Falcons are currently at 6-6, with a real shot at contending in the second half of the season. Their defense has improved significantly with the addition of Calais Campbell and the development of young players, but adding a talent like Garrett could elevate their pass rush to elite levels. Imagine Garrett opposite Grady Jarrett, two disruptive forces that could make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. It would also open up more opportunities for the Falcons' secondary, allowing them to be more aggressive and force turnovers. And speaking of the secondary, the Falcons have been making strides here as well. Desmond Ridder has shown flashes of potential, and rookies like Bijan Robinson and Drake London continue to develop. But the real difference maker in this playoff push could be a defense that consistently pressures the QB and forces mistakes. Garrett's presence would do exactly that, pushing the Falcons into a different echelon of defensive dominance. Plus, Garrett's reputation as a leader and a player who demands excellence would be a massive boost for the locker room. especially with a team looking to make a statement in the NFC South. Now, some might be wondering about the financials. Cleveland has freed up around $25 million in cap space for next season, mostly by restructuring contracts and releasing players, but their defensive line is in a bit of a free fall. They've seen sacks drop from last year's numbers, down 20%, and their pass rush has become a liability. The Browns are clearly prioritizing their future, even if it means parting with a player of Garrett's caliber. They seem willing to accept the risk of a rebuild, especially after a season that's been filled with struggles and questions about their quarterback's performance. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off for Cleveland in the long run. For the Falcons, acquiring Garrett would be a statement move. It's a clear sign that they're serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. The addition of Garrett could push their sack total from around 30 in 12 games to a projected 45 or more. That's a massive jump, and it would drastically improve their chances of winning close games, something they've struggled with at times this season. Plus, Garrett's presence would send a message to the rest of the league. The Falcons are here to compete, and they're willing to go all in to bring home that Lombardi trophy. And what about the playoff implications? Well, Garrett's impact could be even more profound in the postseason. His ability to generate pressure, especially in high-stakes games, could be the difference between an early exit and a deep run. His stats, averaging 4-5 sacks per postseason, show that he's a proven playoff performer. If the Falcons manage to snag him, they'd be doubling down on their chances of making noise in January. The odds might be long now, plus 8,000 to win the Super Bowl, but with a player like Garrett, those odds could quickly shorten once the playoffs start. Imagine a defense with Garrett, Grady Jarrett, and a relentless secondary, all working together to rattle the best quarterbacks in the league. It's a recipe for chaos for any offense. But let's keep in mind that these are still rumors and negotiations are ongoing. Nothing is official yet, and the Falcons will have to weigh the cost. Giving up a future first-round pick is always a gamble, but for a player of Garrett's caliber, it might just be worth it. Plus, bringing him to Atlanta would send a message across the league that the Falcons are serious about contending, especially in a division that's wide open after the Saints, struggles, and the Panthers' ongoing rebuild. The NFC South is ripe for the taking, and adding a superstar like Garrett could be the final piece that pushes Atlanta over the top. Looking ahead, this potential move reaffirms the Falcons' commitment to building a dominant defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs. It's also a signal to the rest of the NFC that Atlanta isn't just a team on the rise. They're a team ready to contend now. It's exciting to think about the possibilities. With Garrett on their line, the Falcons could become one of the most feared defenses in the league, and that could be the difference in a close playoff game. The fans are already dreaming about that possibility, and it's easy to see why. A team that has been steadily improving on offense, with Bijan Robinson and Drake London stepping up, now has a chance to complement that with a ferocious defense led by Garrett. And of course, this isn't just about individual talent. It's about the culture. Adding a player like Garrett, who's known for his work ethic and leadership, could elevate the entire locker room. Young guys like Arnold Ebachty and T. Davis would learn from one of the best pass rushers in the league, and the team's overall mentality would shift towards a more aggressive, relentless approach. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise's identity for years to come. The Falcons are already on the cusp of something special, and acquiring Garrett could be that final ingredient to solidify their status as legitimate contenders. So fans, keep your eyes peeled. The NFL offseason is just heating up, and if these rumors turn into reality, we could be witnessing one of the most significant trades in recent memory. The Falcons are positioning themselves to be players in the postseason conversation, and the addition of Garrett could be the spark that ignites their Super Bowl ambitions. It's a thrilling time to be a Falcons fan, and this potential move has the entire fan base buzzing with anticipation. The NFC South is about to get a whole lot more interesting, and Atlanta might just be at the center of it all. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Falcons' future looks brighter than ever if they land a player like Garrett. It's not just about adding a superstar. It's about sending a message to the league that Atlanta is here to compete at the highest level. With a defense capable of causing chaos and a promising offense led by Ritter, Robinson, and London, the pieces are falling into place. The NFC South, once considered a weak division, is now turning into a battleground, and Atlanta has the chance to be the team that takes control. Adding Garrett would also help in terms of recruiting and setting a tone for the culture. Young players see a team willing to go all in, to make bold moves, and to invest in their success. That kind of mentality can ripple through the roster, inspiring everyone to elevate their game. It's a move that could spark a renaissance for the Falcons, reminding everyone that they're not just building for the future, they're gunning for the present. And finally, let's not forget the fans. This is what we've been waiting for, big, exciting moves that signal genuine ambition. The Falcons are on the cusp of something special, and with the right moves, they could turn that potential into reality. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and get ready for what could be one of the most exciting off-seasons in Atlanta Falcons history. The road to the Super Bowl might just get a lot shorter with a move like this, and we'll be here every step of the way to cover it all. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news.